everyone. Hope you're doing well today. My name is Drew Creekmer. I'm a wealth advisor with Creekmer Wealth, and today I'm joined by Nicole, who's one of our wealth advisors in Avon, Colorado. And today we're going to be talking about a topic that I actually didn't realize how big of a deal this topic was. But we're talking about small business owners and their employees and the need for life insurance as part of their overall financial plan. And so we'll get to that in a minute. But before we do, Nicole, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Drew. The sun is shining. Got a run in this morning, so life is great.
Oh man, nice. Where'd you go?
Some trails down by Eagle, Colorado. So it was good.
Cool. Yeah, I was surprised. I was up there actually yesterday, and I was surprised how chilly it is in the morning up in the mountains. I was not expecting it to be that cold. I'm going to start bringing my jacket with me when I'm in the office.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, the temperature range. You know, you can have 35 degrees at 6 a.m. and then 80 at 4 p.m. So you get all kinds of weather. Wait 5 minutes in Colorado and it'll change.
Yeah, hey, that's why we love Colorado. It's the best of everything in one day. So, well, good deal. Well, hey, let's hop into it. And so I kind of preface this by saying I didn't actually realize how big of a deal this was. And so for some context to what I was saying there's 133.8 million full-time workers in the United States as of July 2022. And just about 50% of those workers actually work in a small business setting. And so there is a need to ensure the owners of small businesses and to help protect their families and their employees. And so what we're going to talk about today, Nicole, is this blog post that you wrote, which is a really great article, a lot more depth than what we're probably going to cover here. But you covered three main reasons why there may be a need for life insurance. So I'll hand it over to you. What is that first thing or reason that may require some life insurance?
Yeah, thanks, Drew. So, you know, there is a large need. There's a lot of small business owners in the United States. And when you're a small business owner, you wear a lot of hats, and sometimes you need to create some cash flow during the normal course of operating your business. And doing that might be in the form of a loan, and you need to use personal assets as collateral. And what happens when suddenly you as a business owner pass away? Well, the estate, the beneficiaries, are then trying to figure out, what do we do with these business liabilities? How can we create some liquidity in our estate to satisfy that debt? And so with life insurance being the topic in September, it was really interesting when I came across this of just what do family members do? What do beneficiaries do in that situation? So having life insurance for a business owner to then have the estate create some liquidity, pay off some of those debts, so beneficiaries aren't forced to sell those assets that the business owner wanted to pass on to generations. Another one that you and I experience is being in a family business, you know, in the past. And when one child or one family member is involved in the business and another one isn't, the business owner wants to create some equalize the estate in some sort of way. And so having life insurance as a tool can be great, so that way each child or family member can then inherit assets equally.
Right. And usually, you know, this type of creating liquidity for the estate probably happens in more single owner situations, right? Where there's probably just one primary owner, or maybe there's a smaller minority owner. Now, Nicole, let's talk about your next topic here, which is a buy-sell agreement, which probably is going to happen when there's multiple owners or when there's maybe a second generation wanting to take over the business. Can you walk us through the buy-sell agreement, the type of situation and context around that?
Yeah, so buy-sell is a really important tool, not just for when we're thinking about life insurance, just in general operating a business. So a buy-sell agreement dictates what's going to happen should there be a death, divorce, a sale in the future. And, you know, when there's multiple owners involved, then using life insurance as a tool to fund the buy-sell can create a way for the other owners to buy that deceased owner's shares. So that way the continuing on owners are not going into business with people they never anticipated going into business with or who have any experience. Another buy-sell option is it's called an entity purchase. So those are the two main ones, cross-purchase, where there's multiple owners buying policies on each other, and then having the buy-sell agreement dictate who's the next owner. And then with an entity purchase is when the business buys back the deceased owner's shares. And so all of that can be funded with life insurance. So, if the business doesn't have that liquidity available, then the life insurance will satisfy that need.
Yeah. And, I think with both of those first two situations there, one of the really key things to keep in mind, it's about protecting a legacy. Your small business is a part of you as the business owner, is part of your legacy. And doing what is really not a fun conversation to talk about, right? Talking about life insurance, it's not fun. However, it's critical to ensure that one of your lifelong legacies is really protected and is handled the way in which you want whenever you are in fact gone. And so those are conversations that are critical to have. And now, Nicole, you got another situation here, and this is one where I've seen it with maybe some larger organizations, but it's a really, really important one for non-owner employee coverage. So can you kind of walk us through this type of key employee insurance coverage?
Yeah, so quite often with businesses, whether it's the owner or a key individual, revenue is tied to that person. And so with the sudden loss of that individual, that key person, the owner, the business is scrambling to try and figure out how are we going to continue to operate, at least in the short term, by paying our bills. How do we keep payroll afloat? So having an insurance policy on a key individual then helps the business in the short term continue to operate.
Sure. Now, Nicole, we covered a lot of ground here, and also these are some weighty topics. There's a lot of nuance involved here as well in the planning side of it. So let's say someone watched this video and they said, hey, that's interesting. I'm a business owner. I don't really have some coverage here. What would you tell them would be a good first step for them to take?
Well, first step would be great to give us a call and we can walk through and see,
Sure.
Where are your exposures? What of these areas would be most important for you to address first and foremost from a planning perspective to continuing to build that wealth in that business going forward?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree there. So we want to thank you for your time. I know we covered some ground here. And so if you found something interesting or we surfaced a question for you, don't hesitate to reach out. Give myself or Nicole a call or shoot an email over to our team. And we'd love to hear from you and have that conversation. So thanks for your time, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.